Yeah, it was a quick goal right at the start, and seems like it gave them good, legs. They just kept coming back. We got a couple of penalties. They got some key goals in the power play after that, and took the lead in the game.
I don't think they do anything special. They just play their game. They go hard on the forecheck and they throw everything to the net. They're a tough team to play like that. So we're gonna make sure we manage the game better. We have to start way better because both games first periods weren't good enough. And first game Flower saved that, but tonight we didn't play well. So it's a good lesson for us.
Definitely, they got a good power play over there. We definitely got to stay out of the box. That's not our game. We don't want to be, men short against these guys, all game, and that's what we were tonight.
We'd love to be clicking at, 50%, but we're not, and that's not going to happen. So those guys are doing the best they can. They're working on things. Z hit the crossbar there in the third period, but I'm not out there, so I'm not going to concern myself with it too much and leave it up to those guys.
We're not getting too excited about it. We know he's an incredible goaltender. That's very hard to beat. So we're expecting him to bounce back for next game for sure.
Well, it wasn't the result Penguin fans were hoping for, but it was the result Guy Boucher and the Tampa Bay Lightning were hoping for, a 5-1 victory at Consol Energy Center to even this best-of-7 Eastern Conference quarterfinal playoff series. And now, home ice belongs to Tampa Bay, so the Penguins are going to have to win a road game to extend their season to round 2. Josh Yohe, I'm Rob Rossi. We are your Penguins beat reporters for Trib Total Media. Josh, what jumps out at you about this loss?
Well, the Penguins were bad tonight, Rob, let's be honest. The only thing worse than the Penguins tonight are our sports jackets tonight, which you might not see again, given they might be bad luck, I don't know. But it was just a sloppy performance from the Penguins tonight. Not the kind of game you would expect from them. They were so good in Game 1. I mean, flawless in Game 1, really. Everything they did worked. And tonight, boy, they had some missed opportunities. They took bad penalties. They were out of position. In particular, the blue line, Paul Martin and Chris Letang. I don't know what was going on with them tonight. They've been so good all season, but tonight just really sloppy with the puck and hurt the Penguins pretty bad.
I was really impressed by the Tampa Bay Lightning. They looked like a team that wasn't really ready for the playoffs in Game 1, and they clearly adjusted. They clearly regrouped. They played aggressive, but they also played the puck, which is something they didn't do a lot in Game 1. Only 27 hits in Game 2, and you say, well, they lost the hit battle, but they won the war of this game by moving the puck quickly. They really were able to effectively get into that 1-3-1 zone trap. It frustrated the Penguins, though I do think there were opportunities for the Penguins in the second period. They get this game to 3-2. It felt a lot to me, Josh, like Montreal Game 7 last year, where you just felt if the Penguins got that goal to get within 1, they were going to win this game. But they didn't, and that's going to be a problem for the Penguins in this series. I can promise you, if they lose other games in this series, what we will be talking about afterward is they just don't capitalize on their chances. And 0 for 13 on the power play this series, that's a problem. You're going to have to score some power play goals. 2 for Tampa Bay tonight. Really, when you look at a 5-1 score, those 2 goals, I mean, it's all the difference.
Yeah, you're right. And first of all, with Tampa, high marks to them. They played very well. And I think in Game 1 they tried to get into a physical battle with the Penguins. But you know what? They don't have the personnel to do that. That's not their style. They don't run around hitting people. They're a puck possession team, a very good skating team. That's exactly what they did. And you said it, Rob, the Penguins' power play, 0 for 13. You know what? They got away with it in the regular season. In the playoffs, when there were fewer opportunities in 5-on-5, you need to score on the power play. They had their chances in the second period. If they get a goal or 2 in the power play there, who knows? They had a lot of momentum. This building was rocking and rolling. I mean, it really felt like if they made it 3-2, they may have won the game, but the power play, again, lets them down.
I know you wrote about it in the Trib. Guy Boucher did a really good job of working the refs between games 1 and 2. Ended up getting a lot of power plays for Tampa Bay. The refs called a very tight game. I wrote about how this series is going to be about the team that rebounds well. That's the team that's going to win the series. But something Joe Starkey touches on in his Trib column, I think this is a very important thing to look for. The Penguins haven't started well in either of these games. Marc-Andre Fleury bailed them out in Game 1. He wasn't as sharp, maybe wasn't sharp at all early in Game 2, but the Penguins were very, very careless. It was an un-Penguin-like performance. If they don't start starting better, this series is going to get away from them quickly. We've watched this team all year make adjustments. How do they get better starts than this going forward?
That's a great question. I wish I knew the answer. And it was a problem last year too, Rob. How many times against Montreal did the Penguins fall behind 1-0 early, and Montreal would go back into their trap, and the Penguins had a tough time scoring? Same thing against Tampa. If you fall behind, that 1-3-1 system can be very difficult to deal with. Just the way Tampa's built, they're not going to give up a lot of goals. You always hear about scoring the first goal in a playoff game, how important it is. I think it's magnified in this series. Sometimes I think that cliche is overrated, but in this case, I really think it's a big deal.
5 times in the last 2 playoff seasons, the Penguins have allowed a first or second shot goal. It's tough to come back in the Stanley Cup playoffs when you're down by 1 that early. It's even tougher to come back when you're not scoring goals. The thing we know about this Penguin team, though, is they have come back all year. And if you're looking for something positive going into the weekend, Game 3 coming Monday night at Tampa, the Penguins are 6-1 on the road in Game 3, dating back to 2008. Against Eastern Conference playoff teams. So they know how to get back into these series, or they know how to end them. And that's what they're going to be looking to do. You got to think if they're going to win this, they're going to have to get one of these next 2 games in Tampa, because it doesn't look like with these 2 teams, Josh, that either one of them is going to be able to win 3 straight.
No, it's going to be a tight series. We know that. And Penguins are a poised team. They won 24 games, I think, on the road this season. They're very comfortable going on the road. I don't think either of us sense they were at all rattled by this loss, but they better play a lot better Monday night in Tampa, that's for sure.
For Josh Yohe, I'm Rob Rossi. That's the one with the great sports jacket. We are your Trib Total Media Penguins beat reporters.